And we are live. We are good to go. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fast Racing League and the Fast Renegade Cup Series. We are at Dover tonight for the 11th race of the season. Already getting close to about the 1/3 mark on the season. And yep, we are here to tame Miles the Monster here at the 1 mile Dover International Speedway, Dover, Delaware, my personal home track. And it's going to be a pretty long race tonight. 140 laps are on tap here. A lot of unknowns here coming into this one. But one thing is for sure, there's going to be some tire wear. And there could be some ill-handling race cars at different points in the race. So we'll see who's going to be able to make that work the best. Pit window is looking like we will be at about 45 to 50 laps. Possibly even a little bit longer than that on fuel. But of course tires are probably going to be the bigger factor there. Definitely looking at least a 2-stopper if this goes green. So we'll get everything pulled up here. Qualifying is complete and the guys running some last minute practice here in happy hour. Going down the qualifying results here. We got Ediver Leal on pole in the 09, the Fontana winner. And then Randall Coleman in the number 9 to the outside. Only 0.02 of a second separating those two. And then Oscar Ramos in third. Only 0.03 back. It is so insanely close up there at the front. Talladega winner last week, Dunn LaPrade, will be starting in 4th then. Then you got Sean Romero and Jacob Smetana in 5th and 6th. Debuting Noah Joyce in the 31 car will be starting in 7th. One of a couple of drivers debuting for this season. You also got Sean Whitehill in 8th. Aiden Robertson and then Billy Ryan in the top 10. Tyler Mound and Nick Gunther, Phil Parker, and Matt Watkins, Cody Luke, James Moore, Jeff Goodpaster, Jovan Anderson, Peter Smetana, and Ryan Lusk. And then Tyler Stallhood, Toby Robertson, and Jessica Shelton round out all the drivers who took lap times. Also starting here tonight will be John Foreman, RJ Bishop, and Joshua Moyers, bringing the total to 27 drivers. Looking to get it done here at Dover. We'll get you guys some pictures here very shortly. Of course, as always, check out the links in the description. You will find the link to the Fast Racing League Facebook group. That is where you can join the league. Get on to running with these guys. Also, you can feel free to check out the development series that these guys have going on if you are new to the online scene. And then also you got JoJo Network, bringing some great streams for NR 2003 online racing. And then of course Full Circle Racing Designs, the makers of the mod that we are running this season, the NASCAR Cup 2022 mod. So tonight, of course, also going to be really interesting if we are able to make it to any green flag pit stops. Pit road speed, being 35 miles an hour. And with this pit road being one of the trickiest to get onto, really, in all of NASCAR, I would say, it is going to be a big challenge. So the field getting onto the grid here, we'll get you some pictures here. I still do not have the 09 car, and I do apologize for that. But we are here to the live shot. Field forming up here on the back straightaway. A lot of familiar faces, a couple new ones, and a couple new ones up here in a actually pretty good position here. Aiden and Toby Robertson, you'll see them both in this race. As far as I know, there is no relation between those two. Just kind of a coincidence there. And also, of course, you see plenty of Chevys, Fords, and Toyotas. We've seen a Honda, we've seen some Dodges. I believe that this is the first time we have seen a Pontiac out here this season. Noah Joyce driving that 31. As the field gets the command, we will be rolling here for 140 laps of action on this incredibly difficult 1 mile track. High banks, so speeds are going to be high. Inside line probably going to be the most preferred. However, I did see some guys trying to make something happen with the outside during practice. So we'll see if maybe that could become a factor. And of course, tire wear going to be a big key here. Pace car is in, field getting into the restart zone, and we are racing for the 11th race of the season at the Monster Mile. From the pole, Leal going to lead here. Randall Coleman getting a good run there on the outside. Going to try and keep on his quarter panel there, but that is going to be a tough task. And Leal is going to pull ahead. Dunlaprat up to third there. You're getting past Jacob Smetana in the 42. And Sean Whitehill going up the track there in the number 12. Just above Noah Joyce in the 31. Some of these guys maybe trying to just feel themselves out, try to get into a rhythm here and try to get into a window where they can conserve these tires as best they can. We saw Jeff Goodfaster go almost up into the wall there. Battle here for a spot in the top 10, or rather that's for 9th. Tyler Mallon getting by Sean Romero. Billy Ryan in 11th, in the number 11. A strong starting position there. We'll see what he's going to be able to do with that. Jacob Smetana looking on Dunlaprat. That is for second. And Randall Coleman has taken the lead. And pulling a little bit of a gap already. Battle still on for third between the 42 and the 74. Couple winners this season there. Smetana with both of the road courses locked up. Dunlaprat, winner at Talladega last week. Oscar Ramos pressuring them both, though, there in 5th. Car number 50 has shown plenty of speed at points throughout the season, just hasn't really been able to get too much going as far as results. Looking to change that here tonight, but again, it is a long race, and for these guys' standards, this is definitely a longer race than what we've seen most of the season. 140 laps at Dover, which if it goes green, I mean, it'll click off fairly quickly, but, I mean, not nearly as quick as what Bristol Dirt was. As Noah Joyce making the move there for a spot in the top 5. Sean Whitehill, I'm going to go with him there. Not quite able to make that work. Everyone kind of stacked up there behind Dunlaprat, who's probably just trying to save his tires at the moment. 36 making his debut on the season. Aiden Robertson in the really nice looking orange Camaro. Running solidly up here in P8 at the moment. Field starting to spread out quite a bit there. Except for up here for the top 3. Jacob Smetana are going to get that spot. LaPrade trying to save his stuff. A couple of these other guys saying, maybe you're going just a little bit too slow. And they're hanging him up on the outside right now. Smetana gets by. Noah Joyce trying to do the same. Robertson with a pretty bold move there underneath the Sean Whitehill. Going to be able to make that stick. And Tyler Mallon now underneath of the 12. A lot of dicing going on up here, pretty much 3rd through 10th. But Randall Coleman right now in good shape up there at the front. Just a few car lengths ahead of second place, which is just about to be the 42. And he gets that move done pretty handily. Clicking off laps here in a hurry. But right now, LaPrade not where he needs to be now, finally gets into line. Gonna fall back to It appears to be P7, no, P8 actually, might be P9. If Tyler Mallon has anything to say about it. Of course, those are two guys that have raced each other plenty over in IMRC. John Whitehill thinking about it there. Just about gets his nose under there, but not quite able to yet. Pretty much everyone here in the top dozen, relatively close together. You're going back to Jeff Goodpaster, and then you go back a little bit further to Matt Watkins, Jovan Anderson, Nick Gunther, all here in the train, 13th through 15th. That's a line that's a force to be reckoned with, let me tell you that right now. We've seen how much speed they've had throughout the season. And Josh Moyer is no surprise seeing him starting to move up through the field after starting in dead last. Going to come up here into the top 20 possibly if he's able to get by Tyler Stallhut. Checking back up front here. Noah Joyce pressuring Ediver Leal, the pole sitter. And Jacob Smetana starting to reel in Randall Coleman just a little bit. Now that gap kind of evening out a little bit. Lap 17 here already, but still probably looking at another 30 laps roughly before we see them come down pit road for the first time. Should this stay green, which so far we got a pretty good run going here. Tyler Mallon looking to try something a little bit different there, going a little bit higher on the track. And then going back down there for turns 1 and 2. Yeah, that's like I said, you might see someone maybe experiment a little bit with that outside line. And Mallon is indeed doing so. Getting a little bit of more speed up there, but kind of level as it stands. For the lead though, Coleman getting to mirror full a lot more of that 42. Of course, Randall has run the Hooters as his sponsor for quite some time, so he's seeing some familiar colors in his mirror there. In the meantime, Tyler Mallon able to get by the 50 for a spot in the top 5. Field starting to get a little more strung out now. But those guys just back beyond 12th place, starting to reel in that pack just a little bit. They're probably playing the conservative game early on there. We're at 120 to go, now 119 this time by. And we're getting really strung out here. We officially have 26 drivers that have taken to the track here. We just saw Jessica Shelton there briefly, last car on track at the moment. But checking on the lap times there, they seem to have leveled off at about 4/10 off what these guys were initially doing at the beginning. As we're about halfway through the fuel/tire run. So we'll probably see them falling off by about a second. Probably by the end of the run. Smetana almost getting into the wall there, but kept it off of there. Ediver Leal still right behind him. These guys starting to put a little bit of a gap between themselves and 4th place. Car number 31. Pontiac number 31. Golly, that was awesome. Let's go Romo starting to drop back a little bit. Got passed by Tyler Mallon. Now might be starting to need to worry about Dunn LaPrade a little bit. Yeah, LaPrade looking like he's got some of those better tires there. We saw him definitely stacking things up a little bit there, but now this is where it's going to start to pay off if you're running that little bit slower. Right on the tail of the 50. Going to look to the inside here, going into turn number 3. Ramos probably going to try to fight it back there on the outside. And they will stay side by side down this front stretch. Sean Romero looking underneath of Aiden Robertson as LePrand gets that move done. That'll then for 9th. 36 able to hold on to it for now, but washes up the track along with Sean Whitehill, who goes up there quite a bit. 36 into the wall a little bit along with the 11. But that will put the 71 now into P9. Tyler Mallon, Noah Joyce, and that's for 4th. Mallon handily taking that position. Things still looking about the same up here in the top 3. But the critical point, they might have to worry about that 81. He's on a pretty good charge. Three-time winner this season, most of anyone thus far in these 11 races. Or 10 races, rather, that we've run thus far. Tonight will be 11. Sean Romero getting past his fellow Sean. That's why I keep confusing those two. And yeah, some of these guys back here are now starting to show some muscle now. Matt Watkins got by Billy Ryan, now trying to find his way into the top 10. Passed out of the 36 or the 12. Going to get underneath the 36 here. Jovan Anderson also getting past the 11. Nick Gunther might be looking to follow. But Watkins with that position, move the 15 into the top 10. Nick Gunther looking to get into 13th there, past the 11, and the 68 is on a charge as well here. No surprise to see Josh Moyers up here doing strong. So Nick Gunther and Jovan Anderson have had plenty of speed. 36 starting to drop way back here. Gonna lose out to a few of these guys. We're getting pretty deep into this tire run here. But some of these tires probably aren't too happy at the moment. But if we're able to stay green here, we get those green flag pit stops. That is where things are going to get awfully dicey. With this pit road being as tricky as it is. So Sean Whitehill has dropped back to 10th. Jovan Anderson is going to try to get underneath him there in the Ryan Blaney colors. The number 93 Amoco Toyota going to get that spot there in turns 3 and 4. So move the 93 into the top 10. Watkins is 9th. Oscar Ramos trying to hold on to what he can at the moment. Trying to fend off Sean Romero for the 7th position. A couple guys toward the back have already come down pit road here. That's Tyler Stallhood and Ryan Lusk. Done the Prad. Looking for the top 5 here on Noah Joyce. And he's going to get that spot, no problem. Top 3 remain the same currently. And pretty much even gaps as it stands. Up 37 of 140. Top 3 in the league of their own. Tyler Mallon just all by their lonesome at the moment in 4th place. And then LaPrade round out the top 5. And then it's Noah Joyce, Oscar Ramos, Sean Romero for now. Holding on to 8th place. But Matt Watkins looking pretty speedy. Might be able to get that spot there. Got some dirt being kicked up there. That may have just been from Ryan Lusk exiting. '83 is going to get up to speed there and actually might have the advantage on these guys now that he's got fresh tires. Matt Watkins was able to get by the 71 there for P8. In trouble there almost for the 50. Looks like he's having a bit of a handful with that number 50 car. And he's going to drop back a little bit there on the outside, not giving them too much room on the inside. Going to force Sean Romero to get out of the throttle just a little bit. But Jovan Anderson to the outside right now. Going to have to take the long way around if he's going to make that work. But it looks like he might be able to do so if he's able to keep that run off this corner here, and indeed he will. Great move there on the outside for the 93. Watkins looking for another. This will be P6. Yeah, those guys definitely knew something. And they took it way more cautiously. And now it's starting to pay off for them. Back up front here, we're on lap 42. And the car with the same number has gotten back to the rear bumper of the 9. Lap time's really falling off now, about a second off of what these guys were running at first. Probably going to need to go a little bit further if you're going to make that two-stopper work. Because, yeah, you see Tyler Stallhood up ahead here. You see how much that he's gaining on fresh tires, even compared to the leaders. Jessica Shelton up there, really struggling. Looking on through the rest of the field. There's Billy Ryan. Looks like he's going to try to pit. And is indeed doing so. Was running up in the top 10 there for a bit. But fell back. It looks like maybe just used up his stuff. Majority of the leaders still staying out by the looks of it. And indeed they are. It actually looks like Noah Joyce might be coming in the 31, and indeed he is. So looking to maybe gain some track position back via the undercut. Don LaPrade is in. Number 74. Saw him saving his stuff pretty good. Gonna come out of the pits. And might also be looking for the undercut. But that could also force the hand of some of these other guys. We see the 36 come in. But we'll see if anyone's going to respond. 81, 15, 93, 50 have all stayed out. Nick Gunther is also coming up here with most of these guys. Currently shown in P8. Ryan Lusk with the fresh tires going to power by some of these other cars are still have yet to pit, and we got the 81 coming in there hard. The 09 is in, and the 50 is also pitting, but that was way too hot. Sean Romero is in as well. That is probably going to be a penalty for Ramos. That was way too hot. Coming in there, Cody Luke also in. Here comes Coleman. It looks like Smetana may have stayed out again, and indeed he has. Smetana, Watkins, Anderson, and Gunther have stayed out, as has Josh Moyers. Mr. John Foreman might be the last of the drivers that have stayed out. Here they come, all at once, all locking them up. Barely able to get it down to speed. And yeah, that's what I was saying with just how treacherous pit road is here at Dover. Getting all the way down to a very, very slow 35 miles an hour. And these guys, they may have lost out a little bit there to those who have pitted sooner. But they might be able to make it up later, so it's going to be the balancing act. Like there you see Don LaPrade and just how much he has gained by pitting as early as he did. And just like that, and then Tyler Mallon the same. And Randall Coleman dropping back a fair bit. As far as position goes, we've got some trouble here. A tore up Peter Smetana, the 43. Looks like his day is going to be done. He's got engine smoke. They've gotten into a bit of a skirmish there with Phil Parker, the 26. We'll find out here very quickly for you. So Seth Cole coming into pit there. And then there's Parker. And no, it was actually Ramos who it looked like was trying to serve his penalty and actually spun into Parker, who spun into the 43, who hit the pit wall attenuator. And that ends his day. And that's probably also going to hurt for the 50. That could be an additional penalty on him. Also see Nick Gunther driving through the pits here may have also gotten a speeding penalty. I mean, that is easy to do on this track. Cody Luke also in again. Yeah, I think we may have had a few speeding penalties there. Now comes the 26. So checking on where everyone is running at the moment. Dunlap is scored as the leader, with Tyler Mallon not too far behind in second. Nick Gunther trying to stay on the lead lap by the looks of it. Probably not very happy right now. I would imagine the 43 is not very happy either, or the 26 or the 50. Yeah, there was definitely some not very fun times. 43 is actually coming back out here, going to try and keep it going. Try and gain some points. Cody Luke is in again. Golly, it is looking like it is not a fun time for some drivers as they try to come down pit road there. But the 56 fighting to stay ahead of the 74, and that has allowed the 81 to get right onto his bumper. And the 81 did pit slightly later than the 74, so that Intel machine is definitely going to have the advantage. Randall Coleman still just ahead of the 42. They are third and fourth currently. And then you go back a little bit further to Noah Joyce, who pitted the soonest out of any of these front runners. Now in 5th place, with Jovan Anderson 6th. Then Sean Romero, Matt Watkins, and Josh Moyers, the top 9. Top 10, rounded out by Sean Whitehill in the 12. Almost a straightaway behind where the leaders are, as we got a fight going on here for the lead. 81 and 74. 81 with the fresher tires is going to get that move done. These long runs are definitely going to favor drivers like Mallon, like Anderson, like Moyers, who have a bit more experience with saving their stuff on tracks just like this. I mean, that's not to say that Dunlap doesn't. It's just it's kind of a different kind of track that they run in some of those leagues there. They just behave a little bit differently. Jeff Goodpaster is looking pretty quick here. So actually, checking the current scoring here, which yes, I am kind of pulling up my little cheat sheet here. So we had 27 drivers officially take to the track. RJ Bishop was the first of them to retire. The 36 of Aiden Robertson has also retired, as did the 50 and the 43. Cody Luke disqualified for some reason. I might have to actually talk to him about that. Otherwise, you got 1 lap down currently for a few guys. Phil Parker is 2 laps down. Jeff Goodpaster currently first car 1 lap down. So you got 15 cars on the lead lap as it stands. Tyler Mallon, the leader, opening up a gap. Dunlap had some clutching there. Maybe pitted a little bit too early to properly make that 2-stop work. So we're just going to have to try to save a little bit in order to make that up. Getting some other stuff pulled up here. Because I'm going to check on something here. Give me just a moment. Hey, Cody Luke, it's Andrew. I see you got DQ'd there. Wanted to see if you wanted to hop into the booth here. That's all good, man.
A little irritated.
Yeah, I got you.
Broken pit road.
Yeah, I thought I saw some weird stuff happening there. Some of these guys catching Tyler Stallhood there. Stallhood going to get out of the way. And Jeff Goodpaster currently scored as the first car lap down. And he's trying to keep it that way. Because if we do get a caution, even though we're rapidly closing on the halfway point. And yeah, the 33 would be the free pass as it stands. And now the 9 and the 42 are starting to close in on the 81. Yeah, to Cody Luke there. Yeah, I thought I saw something fishy going on there, so yeah, something may have gone a little awry there. So can't blame him too much. Things do happen. We're on lap 69 now. Very nice indeed. Looking at the battle for 5th there, that's Jovan Anderson, who's closing in on Noah Joyce. Just checking back up here just to see how these lap times are doing. And yeah, these second and third place drivers right now, they are running down Tyler Mallett real good. 2/10 quicker for Coleman there. As we are officially going to take halfway in this race. 70 laps. Green flag racing thus far. Mallon also with a little bit of side damage there. May have gotten into the wall a little bit on one of these corner exits. That is definitely easy to do as these tires wear out. Mallon looking like a sitting duck here as Coleman has closed right in. Gonna go a little ways back there to Don LaPrade, just kind of running by himself in 4th at the moment. Not clutching anymore. So I may have been able to save enough just to get a little bit more out of that tank of gas in order to keep that 2-stop strategy going. Again, we'll probably expect to see a lot of these guys pit somewhere between lap 90 and 100 for that 2-stop strategy to be most ideal. Coleman has caught the 81, has just kind of stabilized behind him for now. We got a good run there. Is he going to make the move? Indeed, he is not. He's kind of playing with him there, being like, hey, I'm here. Maybe trying to get Mallon to push his stuff even a little bit harder. We're catching Billy Ryan now. Billy Ryan also pitted rather early in the run. And trying to keep it to the high side here. Billy Ryan running in 14th. That is not what Jeff Goodpaster wanted to see. Or actually, him getting passed by Seth Cole. He didn't want to see that either. Although Seth especially didn't want to see them pass the 11. Because that now puts the 11 in the free pass position. Got James Moore also up the road there. And then Ediver Leal in P12 at the moment. Fell off pretty good there. For the pole sitter. Ryan Lusk bringing it back in. That means he's definitely going to need to make another stop. We come up to John Foreman here. He's up into 11th. Ways back from Sean Whitehill in 10th, who's a ways back from 9th place Sean Romero. Noah Joyce starting to drop back a little bit. Just got passed by Matt Watkins and Josh Moyers. Those two on a really good gain from where they started this race. They are currently running 6th and 7th. But they've got a ways to catch Jovan Anderson up in P5. Kind of a little through the field there. But checking back up with the leaders. Again, Malin pitting slightly earlier than the 9 earlier on. 42 and the 9 pitting on the same lap. From what I recall, here comes Coleman to the inside. Malin goes a little bit harder in there. Trying to retain that lead. Not quite clear yet, and we'll get clear now. Oh, barely, if they don't hit bumpers. But Malin wanting to hold on to that lead. James Moore, lap car in the way. And Jacob Smetana said, you know what, I'm going to maybe try for that myself here. And see what I can do. More into the wall. Coleman opts not to go 3 wide there. Jacob Smetana will take 2nd. Couple more cars pitting there earlier on. Noah Joyce being one of them. Again, that's going to put Noah Joyce in a bit of an iffy spot to make it on one more, or to make it to the end rather. Good to see Yikes and Nick in chat. Now this battle right here could definitely shape up how the lucky dog could fall. Because Seth Cole just gets by James Moore. So if we do get a caution, that'll definitely play a part in that. Checking on back here, Jovan Anderson has caught up to Dunlaprad. That is going to be for 4th at the moment. Anderson should be able to get that move here, and will do so. Laprad will fall back to 5th. And then you got the 15 and the 68, absolutely flying. Relatively speaking, that is. And Jacob Smetana trying to close in on the 81. I love a little soccer and racing. But as it stands, that's only going to put 11 cars on the lead lap. Of course, you got some guys who are on the lead lap making their early stops. Again, if you pit too early, you're definitely going to be iffy as far as making it on that one final stop. Unless you do some saving. Pretty much everyone up here in the probably top 5. Probably on back to Josh Moyers. You're definitely going to be good to make it on one more stop at this point in time. But if you can go a few more laps, that would be the most ideal, because then you'll be within 50 laps. You won't really have to worry about much except for managing your tires. Randall Coleman has dropped back from these top 2 here. I'm actually a little bit surprised at that. Got someone else on the pit road there. And that is Sean Romero. He was running in 8th. Ooh, good run there for Smetana. Going to be looking for the lead. You got 2 of the more aggressive drivers up here going for it. Malin with a great run there on exit, but is not going to be able to get ahead of the 42. They remain side by side. 50 laps to go here at Dover. Green flag thus far. And one more pit stop to make for these guys. Again, these were the two who went a bit longer. Again, the 81 didn't go quite as long as the 42. 9 went about the same as the 42. And man, they are staying side by side. Don't count out Jovan Henderson, though. He is closing hard. As Smetana gets the move done. Move that Hooters Ford up to the lead. The only two multi-time winners of the season, running 1-2 at the moment. Of course, Mallon with those 3 wins, Smetana with 2. Ooh, close call there. We just caught a glimpse of Sean Whitehill coming into the pits. There's Coleman still running his stuff. Jovan Anderson about a half a second quicker per lap as it stands. Then the 9, here comes Mallon coming in, almost hits the attenuator. And that could have been speeding. We've seen a few drivers get nabbed with that. We'll see if the 81 is going to get away with that or not. Looks like Don LaPrade has pitted as well and is saving quite a bit to try to make it. Here comes the 42. Came in pretty conservatively. That was probably for the better. Matt Watkins and Josh Moyers have been inseparable thus far. Those black and red cars. Again, they're also going a little bit farther. Jovan Anderson going to get by Randall Coleman, who's going to make his stop. It looks like Sean Whitehill may have been busted. But yeah, I am going to be interested to see if the 31 and the 74 can make it to the end. Just seeing how early they pitted. Here comes Matt Watkins in, locking him up. Jovan Anderson in as well after briefly inheriting the lead. Again, that could be pretty crucial. Oops, sorry there. That could be pretty crucial to see just how much he might be able to gain. Josh Moyers coming in as well. Stayed out the longest out of anyone. So did briefly inherit the lead, and there's Tyler Mallon. Oh, I thought that he was too hot. And indeed he was. Oh, stop and go there. Actually, speeding wouldn't incur a stop and go, so I'm not sure there. I mean, we heard Cody Luke mention that there might be something going on with the track itself. I'm starting to wonder if maybe there's something funky about the pit entrance. And if you don't cross a certain threshold, then you're going to get a stop and go. That may have been what happened to the 8 car, and could have happened to a few others here. Oh, Smetana into the wall! And he's going to spin it on the inside of the turn 3. Is that going to be a yellow? Down below the racing surface. And it looks like we're still green. No, we are not. That is a caution. First one of the night. Oh my goodness. So we're going to have some scoring to sort out here. Noah Joyce is shown as the leader with Don LaPrade in second because of how early they pitted. And they're going to come back in here just to make sure that they're all good. Here comes Jovan Anderson. Randall Coleman has stayed out. And just like that, this whole game has changed. But it was Jacob Smetana, one of the more dominant cars of the night, getting into trouble off of turn 2, hitting the wall at the bottom of the backstretch, and this changes everything. And I believe the 42, nope, there he is. Not sure if he had parked it or not there. We're going to see what happened here. To answer your question about Cody, he got disqualified for something related to pit road. And we've been seeing some weird stuff with pit road entry here. I'm theorizing. So coming off the corner there, and oh no! Gets hit from John Foreman, who was coming out of the pits and came up onto the track there. That was just a bad spot. I mean, Foreman may have come up a little bit early, but yeah, that was just a bit iffy. That's a tough one. It's definitely going to be some damage to the 42, though. But more so, that's going to cost him a lot of track position. So we're going to have some scoring to sort out here, with lap cars being mixed in all over the place. But as it stands, right now, we've got Randall Coleman in the lead. He stayed out. You probably got a few guys here who are hoping to get a wave around. Not sure if they will now. But Josh Moyers is second. And I'm going quite a ways back here. Seth Cole scored third. And he's going to be just ahead of Noah Joyce and Dunn LaPrade. You're going to be fourth and fifth. And yeah, a bunch of guys who are maybe hoping to get a wave around there. I think that their hopes of said wave around were dashed there with Randall Coleman staying out. Lights are out. And according to scoring here, John Foreman would be the lucky dog. However, based on what may have happened there, you might not get it. But you're now going to have lap traffic mixed in all over the place with the leaders here. So this is going to be interesting. We are at 1 to green. And we are coming to the green flag on lap 104 of 140. With Randall Coleman the leader, having stayed out. Along with, I believe, Josh Moyers has also stayed out. But has 3 lap cars between him and the leader. And then you got to go on back to Noah Joyce and Dunn LaPrade. Green flag back out. We'll see who's going to go where. Guys getting loose here. Jessica Shelton going up the track, trying to stay out of the way. Gets into the wall. Someone else almost in trouble there toward the back. We're checking back up here. Some slipping and sliding. This is the first restart that we've had. There's probably going to be some unknowns there. You got James Moore and John Foreman going for a position of their own. And Josh Moyers is looking at them going, come on guys, move. They got a leader to catch. Dunn LaPrade is up to third. Noah Joyce going the wrong direction. A few of these lap cars I can tell are trying to get out of the way, but they really don't have anywhere to go. Jovan Anderson just behind Jacob Smetana. Again, got involved in that wreck there, but looking no worse for wear at the moment. Currently P6. Just behind Matt Watkins, who is properly P5. Billy Ryan on the outside. Trying to keep out of the way there. Ediver Leal is now up to fourth. Pretty good recovery there for the pole sitter thus far. Moyers got by James Moore. Now he's got to get by John Foreman. And only then can he start to consider trying to run down Randall Coleman, who's a ways ahead at the moment. Tire Pros number 9 Chevrolet was looking pretty good earlier on as well, so this number 9, no matter what, is going to be tough to beat. LePrade running his fastest lap of the race, along with a few of these other guys up here. Fastest lap also for Josh Moyers. Right on the tail of the 70, who doesn't want to let him go all that easily, because then he's going to be losing out to Jeff Goodpaster. Checking on back here. A few other drivers. You got Matt Watkins just out of Jovan Anderson. Noah Joyce kind of cutting in front of Nick Gunther there, who's a lap down. Caution is out once again. And this could change things once again. We got cars wrecking and smoking in turn 4. Tyler Mallon is one of them. Bad to worse for the 81. The 3-time winner for this season. His race is going to be over. Of course, we see Billy Ryan, Jessica Shelton there. Let's find out what exactly occurred. This is going into turn number 2. And it's actually the 81 blew up. So that had nothing to do with it, really. But then Sean Whitehill got in the back of the 11. And then just an ensuing melee from there. Saw Seth Cole spinning as well in the 66. And yeah, there goes the engine on the 81. And then the 12 gets into the 11. Also spinning there, Phil Parker. Yeah, I imagine that was just some avoiding action. But yeah, that caution could have been either the 11 or the 81. But that is not going to be a happy melon in that 81. My goodness. So we've got all the leaders down pit road here. Randall Coleman is going to hold on to it ahead of Moyers. LePrade. And Verliel will probably get it, because I do believe that they go by that white line there. No, it is the yellow line, so Matt Watkins did get ahead of him. And then the Al. And then Jovan Anderson. So we'll see who waves around this time. I know someone who's not. Jacob Smetana staying out. One of the early dominators. They got involved in a bit of an incident. Possibly may have damaged that car a little bit, but it's looking pretty solid. And moderate damage is your best friend. And Noah Joyce has also remained on the track in the 31. So now Coleman is going to have to navigate this traffic. Because you're going to have 4 cars between the front 2 and 3rd and 4th. Again, unless they take any kind of a route by going down pit road here. We got Jeff Goodpaster and James Moore ahead of the leaders, so that means that they should be eligible for the wave around. Tyler Stallhood currently scored the first car 1 lap down. Which if that is going off of anything before they took the caution there. That should put the 27 in the free pass position. But we are going to be within 25 laps to go here. Not quite into shootout territory yet. So you're going to have to make sure that you keep some tires under you for the end. You can't just hope that you run off into the sunset and say, see you later. They'll run you right back down if you abuse them too much. It's been a heck of a race, though. We had a 90-plus lap green flag run there to start. And we got the field bunched up. We got a bunch of traffic in the mix. And a little bit of pit road troubles. We should be getting to 1 to green this time. And there we go. So the 33 and the 03. If the 03 is able to... Oh dear. And that's why tires are your best friend on this surface. Yeah, he's not going to be able to go around in time at this point. So the field going to line up. You got the front two here. It's Jacob Smetana and Noah Joyce. First and second. Then some lap traffic. And then Randall Coleman is going to be on the outside of the third row, running third. As far as position. And then pretty much everyone else on back to Jovan Anderson is also racing for position there on the lead lap. We're coming to the green flag here. It's 23 laps to go. Smetana and Joyce. Joyce in the best position that he's been all night. Wonky green flag there. Not sure what that was. Golly, we've seen some interesting stuff here. Sean Romero trying to get out of the way as best he can. A little bit of a stack up there, but not too bad. Noah Joyce going the wrong direction. And he's slipping and sliding. And Jacob Smetana has said goodbye. A little iffy there with LaPrade and Watkins. 74 going to stay ahead of the 15 for the moment. Ryan Lusk still in the middle of this mix there. Keeping it interesting. He's trying to run down the 27. But starting to go the wrong direction there, and also going the wrong direction is the 31. Washing up the track a bit. There's 20 to go here at the Monster Mile. And golly, the Monster has been wanting to mess with these guys quite a bit. Hasn't really been eating many guys, but just wanted to play some games. So LaPrade and Leal now going to move up into the top 5. And the 9 and the 68 are going to get by the 27. So that's going to give them free reign over the 42 if they're able to catch him. It is 18 to go here. Lap 123. Oh, almost trouble there. Gunther sliding. And also Noah Joyce getting into the wall. They all keep it going straight for the time being. But that 31 car is looking pretty squirrely. Oh man, look at this. Coleman closing right up. But Josh Moyers won that for himself as well. Josh Moyers started this race last. 27th position. And here he is, battling for the lead. Coleman is going to try to take it here on the inside. We are coming down to the final few laps of this race. But 16 laps to go. You still got to, like I said, keep some rubber under you. You can't be abusing him too hard yet. But new leader is Randall Coleman. Josh Moyers looking to take it away from him. We got some contact, almost wrecking. And we do got them wrecking with Liao going up into the wall. And a slam there from the 64. Oh, boys. Door slamming with the 09 and the 42, and that got ugly real quick. Toby Robertson getting in there. Sean Whitehill spun as well. Oh, that was bound to not end well. We're going to get a good view of it here. Coming off of the corner. Not sure if one came up or one came down from that angle. But boy, does this get ugly real quick. John Foreman also in that. Oh, man. Got another look at it here from the main camera. Yeah, I think Smetana came down just a hair. It wasn't much. And that's all it took. Holy smokes. Hey, that's racing is a matter of inches. And it doesn't take much. So checking on pit stops here. Randall Coleman and Josh Moyers have come into pit. Don LaPrade, Matt Watkins, and Jovan Anderson have not. And once again, you've got some other lap cars that also haven't. But someone who has stayed on the lead lap here and is going to gain some from that top 5 is the 26 of Phil Parker now, the Ally Chevrolet. You haven't seen Phil Parker at all this season yet. He has been having that occasional blink issue throughout the night. Nickname here is Blinky. But up into the top 5, and John Foreman is going to be 6th despite being involved in that spin. And then Coleman and Moyers. With Jacob Smetana having also come in. And Noah Joyce will be the 10th place running. But Don LaPrade looking to go 2 in a row. Watkins and Anderson looking for their first W of the season for each of them. And we are at 1 to go. Going to be 10 laps. Watkins and Anderson, you know that they've been waiting for this opportunity to get up here this far. Toward the front. But Don LaPrade knows how to get it done at these tracks. That green machine, number 74. Looking to go 2 in a row. And at 2 of the most difficult tracks to do it at. But he's got to fend off a couple Toyotas. Then you also got to hope that the 68 and the 9 don't navigate this lap traffic all that easily. Was 26 and the 70 looking for some solid finishes here. They are in a great position, best position they've been in all night. And credit to them, getting to be where they need to be at this point. 10 laps. Here we go. Parker already diving down low. Gonna make it 3 wide. Gonna hit the apron. And we got a spin. Oh, and that's a hit to the wall there. Shaun Whitehall again. Another caution's gonna fly. Josh Moyers was involved. The field will ease back up. And we're gonna try again. Phil Parker with the aggressive move, trying to get past the lap traffic. We'll see if maybe he got squeezed or just went too low. Looking at that, number 26. And yeah, just kind of goes a bit too low. Gets on the apron. Oh, actually a great save from Ryan Lusk. And then yeah, Toby Robertson, Shaun Whitehall, they're both getting some good hits. But Josh Moyer's spinning it. And is going to fall back a little bit farther. Phil Parker coming down pit road there. But we are running out of laps. So John Foreman will now be P4. Randall Coleman in 5th. And then Noah Joyce, Jacob Smetana, Jeff Goodpaster, James Moore, and probably Nick Gunther here will be in the top 10. Looks like Gunther was able to find his way back onto the lead lap here. They're going to recover into the top 10. And front 3 still staying out here. Tyler Stallhood coming down pit road, as is the 11. So that is going to mean that John Foreman and Randall Coleman are going to be right there on track. The only lap car it looks like is going to be in the middle of this is going to be Ryan Lusk. And man, Coleman has been mean fast. And is also going to be on fresher tires. This is going to get really, really dicey up here at the front. Because of course you got those two long run Toyotas that have been doing great on said long runs. But there's going to be a shootout here. There's probably 5 laps to go. Do they have the speed to get it done on said short run? Like I said, Don LaPrade looking for 2 in a row. These 2 Toyotas. And actually, come to think of it, everyone here in the top 5, aside from LaPrade, is looking for their first win of the season. You have to go back to Jacob Smetana, the next guy who has a win already. Lights are out. Ryan Lusk went down pit road. Tyler Stallhood with the free pass. 5 laps. We got the front 3 here who have been fast. John Foreman in the best position that he has been in all night, the number 70. And then another couple quick guys there in Coleman and Joyce. Of course, keep an eye still on Jacob Smetana there in P7. Might be a bit far back in order to get up to the win. But you know that he's going to be aggressive. Gotta make sure I stay somewhat quiet for my apartment neighbors. I'll do my best. 5 laps to go here. And it's going to be all or nothing here. And a caution at this point would also likely end the race. So it could end at any moment. And it might end there if the 70 doesn't save it, but he does. But that is not what he needed, and he's going to drop like a rock. Tough break there. Someone in the apron. Oh, they're going to spin with Joyce getting into the 70. That's going to be the caution. Look at this run for Matt Watkins, though, on the outside. He gets into him. 74 is going to win it. A few guys spinning across the line. Watkins, we could think, got into the door of the 74. But LaPrade held on to it. So does ground on the inside. And it looks like that is going to be 2 in a row for the green machine. We get a final replay here to see what officially caused that caution to end it. And I believe it'll be over with there being lap traffic. Coming out of turn number 2, John Foreman was getting squirrely. Noah Joyce tried to pass him on the outside. Foreman pushed up. And around he goes. Great avoiding job by a lot of guys back there. But then, yeah, Watkins spun it. Noah Joyce spun it. Liel got into Stallhood. And we'll get one last look at the 15. Getting into trouble there. He was racing hard for that win. And just a tap on the quarter panel. Bounced him up. He held on to it. Gonna finish 7th. I was probably hoping for just a bit more than that. Back to the live picture here. Would have had to have taken 1 to green there in order to get a 1-lap shootout. Lights are still on, so it is official so long as these guys are able to make it around. It is going to be Don LaPrade, the winner for the 2nd week in a row. And mind you, he has only run 2 races this season, and thus far he's going to win them both. Rather impressive feat there for the 74. Randall Coleman going to finish 2nd. Joman Anderson, an excellent 3rd. And then Jacob Smetana with a good recovery up to 4th. Gotta give a shout out here, Jeff Goodpaster with a phenomenal 5th place finish. That Monster Energy number 33. I believe that's going to be his best result of the season. And Nick Gunther with a great recovery up into P6. And then Watkins and Moyers. Seth Cole with a top 10 finish. Great job there for car number 66. Endeavor Leal will be 10th. So white flag here. White and yellow flags waving. One final go around here to make it official. But golly, you want to talk about making your presence felt. 2 starts, 2 wins. Don LaPrade. Looked like he would have been in a bit of trouble there with his fuel situation toward the end of that 2nd run there, and then after the 2nd pit stop, needing to clutch a bit. But Some good fortune fell his way there, and of course a lot of skill in holding off some of the best. And coming out turn number 4, the Green Machine, number 74. Gonna make it 2 for 2. And take the checkered flag here at the Monster Mile. It's official now for Dunlaprad. Pace car hits the wall. That's kind of funny. A chaotic race, maybe a little bit of controversy there, just with the track the way that it was. But a pretty darn good, exciting race, no less. Probably the longest green flag run of the season there. Dunlaprad gonna pull it off there. No burnouts this time around. Although Randall Coleman's burning it down. A little love tap there to his buddy Sean Whitehill. Jeff Goodpaster. Those two have run with each other for a long time. This little sideways burn it down there for the 33. Everyone just having some fun here. And rightfully so. They put on a great show. Holy cow. That race had a little bit of everything. Some rapid fire cautions. You get some short runs in. A long run. Very long run earlier. Green flag pit stops. There's a lot to be said there. Again, I'm sure there's going to be some iffy opinions about maybe some stuff with pit road there. And there was still some great stuff to watch there on track, that's for sure. Let's see if we can maybe get a word here with our race winner. When you go to a rock / metal concert the previous day, oh, interesting. So the results might not be official here.
Hey, wake up.
So according to what I'm being told here, they might actually penalize Dunn for getting into Matt Watkins. I'm going to take a look at this move again. Spectator camera should be the best place to do it. So Laprade with a defensive move. Oh, man. Oh, boy. So I believe that what they're looking for is to see if Dunn had moved up at all and gotten into Watkins. We'll do some slow-mo here just to see. Do a little bit of a review ourselves. Yeah, Watkins definitely pinched him down quite a bit. I mean, you can't blame him. It's the end of the race. Dunn comes down. Comes up maybe a hair. And I think that Watkins came down more I think that's just, it looks like just guys really, really not giving too much space. They're going for the win. Which, I mean, yeah, you can't really blame them. And at the end of the day, Watkins keeping it going straight there, albeit using a lot of the wall to do so. Can't really give an accurate opinion. But that is what they're looking at. So this race is not official yet. We'll stand by and see here.
Hey, wake up.
Been told this will take just a moment. Randall Coleman reviewing it. Of course, while we have a moment here, once again, please check out all the links in the description. JTN Fast Racing on Facebook, and then of course Full Circle Racing Designs for the great work that they've done on this mod. Of course, it was cool to see a Pontiac out there on track. That was neat. You still got some Dodges. Of course, we saw a Honda earlier in the season. I'll be interested to see what comes next. See someone running Lambo or something. I wonder if that template's out there or something like that. Like something really off the rails. Something different. Even though I guess you could call Pontiac a little bit off the rail because it is pretty much debunked. Or defunct, I should say. We'll also take this opportunity to see what we got coming up here on the fast racing schedule. And it's going to be a doozy coming up here. We got Darlington next week, May 8th. And then you're going to have Kansas after that. So the Lady in Black. Then you got Kansas in there, a fairly traditional track. And then we'll also have the All-Star race on May 22nd. So that could be also something a little bit different there. You got Charlotte for Memorial Day weekend. And then June 5th, the Johto Network will be back to broadcast Gateway. yeah, from there on out, with one exception, we will be mostly following the real life cup schedule here. Yeah, actually a few exceptions here and there. We'll be racing at Riverside later on in the season. And the championship race will be taking place at Rockingham, but that's not going to be all the way out until November 6th, so got a ways out for that. And of course, the championship race will be JTN broadcasted.
User joined your channel.
And we got Randall Coleman who just hopped in here. So, sir, what is the verdict?
Well, we're not going to announce the winner tonight. We're going to have another person review the last lap heading to the caution. So I figured I'd jump in here and tell you.
All right. Yeah, I was hanging out to see who it was.
It was a move made. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen in the replay. There was a move made, somewhat aggressive, to get down to the bottom, which caused a stack up there in a block, or what would be possibly considered a block. If that's the case, the block would be a penalty because it's not at 3 to go. So right now we're kind of determining the factor of if it is or is not. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get you to interview anybody for the race winner tonight, because I'm going to run it by one more person. Obviously, I can't be involved in the replay review because
Hell yeah.
yeah. So that's currently where we're at.
All right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. We got some drama going on here. So that's pretty cool. That's again, thank you for telling me there. We will wait and find out. Maybe I'll try to make some kind of announcement then once it's made official one way or the other. I'll try to find a way.
Other than that, I'm sure very impressive race tonight. I was very, very happy with it.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, we had some long runs, some shorter runs, some shootouts, which I think for at least from a viewing standpoint, you got a little bit of everything that you're looking for there. So again, Randall, credit to you for putting on this operation. Good running out there to you. Runner-up finish, worst case scenario. So great job out there.
Yep, thanks. It was, like I said, I wish we could get it determined tonight, but obviously we can't. And with everything that's being looked at, as I want to be fair, so I don't want to give it to one person or another, and
Hey, that's I commend you for that. That's for sure. Again, to everyone watching, I'll try and find a way maybe to get that announcement out there once it's made official one way or the other. So keep an eye out for that. Like I said, next week is Darlington, so we'll be hopefully around for that one. Until then, though, I gotta probably wrap it up here. A rock and metal concert will definitely do your voice in, and then broadcast on the very next night.
User left your channel.
That'll do the job. So, again, credit to Randall for, like I said, keeping it fair. I mean, you saw it. We'll see what the verdict is going to be. But hey, credit to everyone there. Whatever happens, I hope that does not take away from anyone, or take anything away from anyone as far as what they were able to do tonight. Bunch of guys out there who deserve a lot of credit. Dunn for getting up there. Of course, Randall ran great. Jovan ran great. Jacob ran great. Great recovery for Nick. Heck of a finish for Jeff Goodpaster. It was a good race in there, so I'm hoping that the result comes out soon enough and that it's a good, fair result. So for now, though, thank you to those who did tune in. I hope to see everyone next time. Also, definitely keep posted on the Facebook group in order to find out as well as soon as the verdict is made official. But until next time, though, thank you for watching. Fast Racing League on the channel. I am exhausted. I am going to go get some rest. So until next time, have yourselves a good one and stay safe. Take care.